So when you get to this point where I'm at as far as like this level of thinking, not to say that this is a high level, a low level, or a mid level, I would say it's more of an isolated level of thinking. It's like looking at all the other things around and seeing the bullshit they in and picking the safest lily pad to stand on from a thinking standpoint. So what's the solutions? Because some people be like, what? I don't need solutions, man. Whether you an atheist or not, you got to take time out to try to talk to nobody, like a crazy motherfucker, which is saying like, get in a quiet place when it's dark, nobody listening, and you gotta talk to the Most High. Like, look, you literally gotta do these things. Like, look, I ain't asked to be here, man. What am I here for? You know, asking that redundant ass question, knowing you here for loose. What am I here for, man? Why did you send me down here? What is it that I'm supposed to be doing? You know, these are the type of conversations you gotta have. Whether you in a meditative state with your eyes closed or you outside in nature looking up at the sky when ain't nobody around when it's dark. Whether it's early in the morning before it turned daytime or different parts of the night where it's quiet. You gotta do this stuff. They call it praying, but it's not praying. It's like you trying to have a conversation with the Creator. You know what I'm saying? You can address them by the Most High of the true light realm, the Creator, and whatever the fuck else you want to call the prime creator, the big Amma Mama, like 13 Son used to say. All that type of shit. You had these conversations either every night or every once in a while. And then what happens is, it's like, you know how like military people, when they out in the middle of the field in a foreign land and they run out of supplies, and then they be having like walkie-talkies that tell them to go to certain coordinates and shit. And then the aerial will be dropping off big ass crates and shit of supplies and whatever they need while trying not to get shot out the sky by the enemy. And they got to put this longitude, latitude bullshit together to go pick up the package. Well, if you do that, what I said, had this conversation, like, what am I here for? Why you need me here? Type shit. Asking redundant ass questions you know the answer to. Eventually, you'll activate a part of yourself that they can't stop. The Matrix can't stop it. Nobody can do shit about it. You'll start to get downloads. Like some kind of spiritual airplane flew by in the sky and dropped the motherfucking download off onto you. It said, go this way. Do that. Go here. Buy this. Stop. Believe that. Don't believe that. You know, type shit. It's like a whole different version of heightened intuition kicks in, so to speak. And if you listen to that intuition, then it's almost like the Matrix sort of kind of at 2% every once in a while gets manipulated for you to do your thing, which is basically just surviving the game. That's all. But these type of things make it a slightly easier for you and takes away some of the stress. And that's basically like the only numero uno solution for real. You know? As far as like the navigation portion of everything. Because that's what you pretty much gonna be doing anyway. Navigating. because you ain't gonna be stagnant all the time, just sitting in one place. I mean, you might get your moments to do that, and then eventually you gotta keep it moving. And then let's say you might get tired of sitting there and you want to do some things, you know. And then another thing you gotta do. This is just an added bonus. After you just, figured out what to eat, not to eat, what people to be around and not to be around, and how to move, and you figured out ways to cope, you gotta try to enjoy some things some of the time. Enjoy the basic things. Like go to a park, sit there, watch the sun go down. Go outside early in the morning between 3 and 5. Sit on the porch. Sip some tea. Smoke some high quality tobacco. Type shit. Just little stuff like that. Find some type of enjoyment that's similar to that type shit. And that feed your spirit and your soul. Find plants outside like cherry trees and apple trees, and actually pick fruit off of one of those and eat that. That's nourishing versus buying it out the grocery store. You want to talk about organic? That's organic. That's why they chopped all that shit the fuck down. A watermelon straight up out the ground that somebody grew. I mean, that can be GMO too, based off the seeds, because we know about Monsanto. But still, the fact that it grew is organic as shit. So just eating food like that and just breathing the air, listening to the birds go chirp, and listening to the silence of the air. When you pick certain type of times, that feeds your spirituality, your emotional state, and your mental state. You know what I mean? Even though things ain't gonna change and get better, fool. Skis. You dig? You underleg me? Yeah. Know what I'm saying, fool? But yeah. That type of shit right there, man. You gotta do one of the two or mix it all up. So then, these things that y'all call blessings, even though blessing mean to be less, they show up in your area just like how I do the motherfucking, the evil of this world, or the sellouts. They be fucking praying and shit and meditating and praying. That's why they reach out to jinns and demons and consult witches and sorcerers and all that other shit. Genies. That's them praying to a deity. Now some of theirs is more interactive and can be physically seen sometimes. And they show you that they can move stuff like poltergeist. Or some of them really is just step into the flesh from another dimension. Like us, you or I, who feel that we genuine human, talking to an invisible sky daddy motherfucker type shit, you heard? Yeah, that shit right there, man. We both doing it. They doing voodoo, we doing hoodoo. You know what I mean? Just like they do in the Vatican. The popes, all the popes that wear the white robes, that's sorcerers, do the hoodoo. All the popes that wear the black and do the dark magic, they doing voodoo. They wearing black and white to represent the black and white chessboard and the duality of this whole world. And even though that's a dick, that thing that's standing out of the ground, Just like at Washington, D.C., it's also an antenna. They got different uses. So, yeah, they reach out to shit, too. Trust and believe they do. So, that's what you do. And then they take time out to enjoy certain shit as well, even though they know this shit some bullshit, too. You know? They go sip that adrenochrome or eat some stem cells or watch some fucking certain kinds of porn or chase people and watch their adrenaline go up or whatever they do. Eat shit out of a cup, get pissed on. Whatever little bullshit, that's them, finding their enjoyment. And then they put their little fake ass mask on if they represent the hoodoo side. And vice versa, Because for whatever reason, finding like some type of enjoyment and stuff, just a little bit. You don't gotta overdo it and be fake with it, just a little bit. Even if it's like you play the game or something, or on your phone or whatever, or you make beats, you rap, you got activities you like to do, you go ice skate, rollerblade, and you gotta find that enjoyment so that inner child inside of you never dies. Draw, paint, whatever. Help kids out, like in programs and stuff, so you can feel like a kid with them, so it ain't cringy and weird. It don't seem like you being a weirdo. Or if you could take the risk, get with a bitch that got kids and be a simp ass motherfucker and help her raise them. If you into that shit, you a family guy. Don't worry about her cheating on your ass and all that shit. She's irrelevant. You there to help the kids. That's your enjoyment type shit. Just find that shit. Keep up with your coping mechanisms as long as they healthy copes. And always have that conversation. Because as long as you do these things as well, it'll allow your ass to remember. Like Dorothy. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. Even though we don't know what home is because we can't remember it. We just know it ain't here. It'll let you know there's hope to transcend about this hoe. And to try not to come back to this bitch. And yeah, I mean what I said, man. I feel like if you had kids though, like I did, then you probably gotta come back through their ass and shit. So I already got it programmed in my mind. If I come back, I'm gonna be a nerdy, geeky motherfucker. Ain't fucking no bitches. And I plan to be a virgin too. And then I'm gonna just ride that wave out until it's time for me to go, baby. And I'm gonna be eating healthy and shit. So they can't lock my energy down and shit. So when it's time to get up out of here, type shit, they got my motherfucking shit trapped like that. Hell no. Cause that's the 3 ways this darkness get your ass. For real, for real. Try to lock your light body down with this bullshit out here that we consume. And try to like make you fall from grace by even having sex in the first place and stop being a virgin. And then they try to lock your bloodline here and make you come through them. So people who don't got no kids, they win in the game. And then if they eating healthy, they also keeping their vessel clean so they can get out of it. It won't be too heavy and you're trying to lock them in. These are the downloads I got. Trust me, like, you do some of the stuff I was talking about, you'll get some of the same downloads, similar ones. I've watched people over the years talk about shit on the internet and in my face. Some of them, they got it from us and they just regurgitating it, acting like they came up with it. And then other motherfuckers, you could tell generally it was a download to them as well, because they can like go off into it and talk more about it. You know what I mean? It's interesting to them to talk about it. That's how you know it's real. But when it's some bullshit, they come from a program somewhere and they a talking head pretending to be us. They can't really elaborate on none of the shit they talk about. They can just talk about it, and then they gotta hurry up and get off of it and keep on going and going, like they reading a book or a paragraph or some type of bullshit that been fed to them so they can feed it to us, so they can appear like us. Nah. And then they be asking too many goddamn questions. Like, motherfucker, I thought you knew this stuff. Why are you asking me questions? You're supposed to automatically know this stuff. That's how they get themselves away too. Type shit.